and then I can see, hola.
Hola.
Yeah, it's working. So maybe I should be charging it, because you can be charging at the same time, because this microphone is using battery of the mobile. You understand? The wireless thing. So if I don't use it, I use less battery. If I don't use it, I'm not gonna make. Oh, so by connecting, that I don't know if I manage, it stopped recording. Hopefully it's connected and it's charging.
Yeah.
You know, and at least I know it's recording, but I don't know if it is gonna be charging all the time and we will lose the battery.
Yeah.
So from time to time, watch this.
It's good.
Right? Because what always happens, not always, but many times happen, is that the battery of the microphone finish. Or that, or I turn the microphone on to save the battery, and I'm speaking, and I don't remember that I have this plugged in there. And I know that I don't have the microphone, but I don't remember that this having plugged, the audio is not recorded. So all type of possibilities not to record it properly.
Yeah.
Right? And another one is that once, maybe now now the screen is black.
Yes.
Maybe it's recording, maybe not. Now, what happened? That all these things are keeping me with the technology and they don't let me fly. You understand? Yeah. And that's the quantum camera that I was waiting for. Google is making it. And one day I said, Lona, go, before I met you. Oh no, maybe I told you. One day I said, for doing this thing that I was telling you, I said, I need a quantum camera.
Yeah.
And then I said, well, the postman is ringing because we heard something. Yeah. I said, they are bringing the quantum camera now. And it was so easy to understand that it was for real. It could be for real because, hey, this quantum thing that we are expecting, of course, it has to be this way. It's not going to be, I'm going to go to this office and get a quantum answer. No. It's going to explode in any moment, like it's been exploding in any moment when I am not filming or recording. You understand? It's like the kryptonite of consciousness. And it's because depending on how many different languages I speak, and now I can speak on the comic language because I am not a comic reader, but I get the whole structure. I always got it, but never saw it in the comics.
Yeah.
Because I read few of them and I was okay, like with everything. I like it, I love it, I connect with this and with that, and that's it. There are many other things, you know what I mean? So then you come back after the years and they say, yes, and I connect this with that. Yes, but I did the same with Megalopolis, with Matrix, with Tarzan as a child, with everything. Even with The Gods Must Be Crazy. That's also, I haven't downloaded. I had long ago and we haven't watched it yet. I remember watching it as a child, and probably it's like a boring movie, but the concept of the movie is awesome.
Yes.
And as a child, it helps you. It doesn't help you. It's just like you cannot transcend religion.
Yes.
You understand? And you know what you did? Yeah? What did you do?
I take bread.
Yeah, but you were asking me how much bread on that.
Yes, I
yeah, that's what I mean. You see what you did? That's the assistant. Now you take notes of that.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
When I said, do you know what you did? You didn't know. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And then when you saw how I tell you that I was feeling, you realized that was what was going on.
Yeah.
So I cannot cheat you with my feelings. You know what I mean?
No.
That's the only truth. I'm telling you this, and then you agree or not, depending on your awareness.
Yeah.
You see how easy? So it's not good or bad. It's be aware of not. It's always like that because it's the finding the duality and going higher to the not duality step.
Yeah.
That's what I've been doing all day long today. Now I'm gonna give you. Stop doing things. Now I'm gonna give you the come here. Where are we?
It's a kitchen.
No.
No.
Oh my God.
I know.
Come on. Where are we? What do I have to tell you?
Yeah, about my.
No.
No?
No. What is the story about today? I gave you the whole context of the whole. I'm gonna you just need to know this story. You see how I have to take you out of there? What is all about today? Stop thinking. You are thinking too much. My God. What is all the conversations here is about something that we haven't spoken. And you are waiting for that story.
Yes.
Come on, what is that?
From your girlfriend. The day.
What was I telling you about? After the whole context of everything about my life, previous, past, present, during, blah, blah, blah. Remember? The castings, the no castings,
Yeah.
the insatisfaction, the comfort. The only thing I told you about her, I only told you one thing, how I felt she was. Who she was for me. You don't have to think. I told you she was like that, and I said, wow.
Yeah.
Don't you remember who she was? Don't think about it. I said we are not all to fix all the things and to help all the situations. I don't know how to cook well, like to be in a way that I could be a professional by cooker, but I love what I eat.
Yeah.
And I enjoy as much everything I eat than everything the best cook can provide me.
Yeah.
That's my skill. She had many other skills. So for me, she was
Amazing.
MacGyver.
MacGyver. Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
I know it's the only thing I
Yeah.
gave you and it's not so important for you.
Yeah.
But for me, it is. Not in a material way, of course, that's why I'm talking with my eyes closed for you to explain you all the context, who I was in relation with her, everything, and how the conversation was going on. This is all the day to day. What I'm doing is the pilot episode of what is going to happen, because we missed the pilot episode because we have never recorded anything like this. Because you never want it, and probably it's never going to happen. You see? So this is the other thing, the other world. Is it going to happen? I don't know, and I don't care. But why closing options? Why, if all my life I've been with no obsession at all, having cameras and recorders, enjoying the way in my YouTube channel, in my Jesus channel, I define myself in some way, and some of the words are one of my hobbies and the things I love, all the things I love. And I love scuba diving and filming is because I like to do both things. Mm-hmm. And then the third option is editing that connects them. Yeah. Because it connects my experience, my previous experience when I was filming. So people say, I prefer to have it all in my hard drive. Perfect. Yeah. Don't feel superior to me. Because I always have it when I don't have a camera, I don't lose that power of surprising and enjoying. You know what I mean? But I have another one that when I am editing, I see things that I missed in there that maybe you wouldn't have missed, but maybe you didn't see it at all. Yeah. And I can enjoy it and I can share it, and it's not better or worse. It's just another option, and I'm not fighting in favor or against that.
Yes.
But there are warriors of opinions in all situations.
Yes.
So I'm telling you, for me, she is MacGyver. She's MacGyver in all the amazing things that she can fix, electric things or this and that, And in a way, I was like in more like that, but in the hacker way, which is the abstract, like how to film, how to record one movie from another place, skipping the safety thing, which is the colors and that, through the antenna, synchronizing them, etc. I was, I don't know, 16, 17 years old when I was not thinking about it. And the whole idea came and I said, wow, so easy. Came to me and then, wow, so I'm not a genius in anything. I've been having lots of many crazy ideas like that.
Yeah.
And I always said the same thing. So this say that, and you know how I am in like a man in everything, you know what I mean? And I was in the bank, etc., etc. With my experience in the movie world, which is more than enough, because it's awareness, right? And I told you this because how is awareness? Comparing it with other, how was it working 12 hours during the night for 30 euros, 5,000 pesetas, which is a lot of money in that time, but so fucking hard. 12 hours working during the night, or 7,000 pesetas, 42 euros today, but it's nothing today, but it was a lot of money just to have a good time filming something for 7 hours. But when do they call you? You know? When do they call you? So it would be awesome if they call me once a day. Just with that money, it's not a lot. I don't need to be a superstar. I can be having a good time, enjoying life like that, flowing with that.
Yeah.
So the higher that you project yourself, the higher that you can get with the law of the attraction if you want something to believe, something like that. But if you don't get it, depends on how you react on losing your life, the capacity of playing your life and learning about everything. Just like, it's another example, but it's a long example. It's a motorcycle guy that is walking barefoot he can mean a lot of positive things and negative and not dual and everything. But only him has been experiencing all these things, from being a famous one to be a homeless walking in the planet, not in the district. You know what I mean? So all the good and negative things that anybody can see in there, put them together, multiplied by 10, and it's nothing to compare to what this guy is feeling.
Yeah.
You understand? So who the fuck are you to judge this?
Yeah.
In any way, in the positive and in the negative, because you're going to be wrong all the time. This guy would be saying, you are wrong, you are right, but you are wrong. You are right, but it's not exactly like that. That's how they taught us to live our lives and how they taught us to teach other people. And I do the opposite because I'm not teaching people. I am playing with people and we both learn together. So I was telling you many times about the 1, 2, 3 and the options and blah, blah, blah. And then after this awesome atmosphere that I described you, me working in the bank, with all the knowledge, all the awareness of everything, and in the lows mixing with the goods like this and flowing with everything, is the, come on, you are, she is floating with me. But she's feeling so miserable because she's feeling like she's not worthy, because she's not getting a role in a casting, that when I was trying to make her, comfort her, she attacked me. She said, you think it's easy, it's like you don't understand me.
Yeah.
How can I be comfort if you have no fucking idea what this life is when you are living in this comfortable life in the bank? Because she sees just what she is missing, which is the stability. But I told you all the stories today about Coca-Cola, about all these things in Australia, all these things to show you the context of this sentence. It was just this sentence. And this sentence meant many more things that you don't know.
Yeah.
Things that you know, that she knows, everything that I gave you, she knows it. How I am. And she knows that I didn't feel the happiest person in the world in the bank. But I was so very well balanced in everything, that everything was flowing, and then I was maturing, comforting someone in the most truthful way. So I put myself into her feet, and then she jumped on me saying, you have no fucking idea when I'm telling you about all these things. Probably I was filming all these things just to be able to explain this. But this is nothing compared to everything I explained to you before, and the day before, and during the movies, and all my life, living my life that way. When she said that was the worst thing I can hear, because you are complaining that I don't understand you, attacking me, not understanding anything, and I understand everything, and I see it, and I'm giving you everything, even the credit card, everything, absolutely everything. And I don't care about the money, because it was not the credit card. You can spend whatever you want. We had a shared credit card, but we were enjoying everything with no conflict at all. I told you, sleeping wherever, whenever, everything. And then she comes with this, that it was the most, because it was like, hey, everything is flowing, doing things together, everything together. I didn't need to watch Friends like everybody was obsessed with Friends. I was living better than Friends. So just then I watched Friends during the COVID time, 20 years later. And I liked it. But in the 90s, I would never spend my time watching that.
Yeah.
I never had time for these things. Because for many reasons, because maybe one day I can watch it, but then when is the next day? Next week, and now it's so easy with the platforms and everything, you start and you finish, but then, oh no, I'm not gonna go out today because I'm gonna watch Friends, stupid things like that. Or I'm sick, or I'm in the hospital. And so I was never following things like that, because they are interrupted so much that I prefer to interrupt my life on my own, not because other events, you know what I mean? And if I decide not to sleep because I am having a good time partying, drinking water, and drinking in the morning, it was potatoes. No, it was potatoes. It was food for children. In the morning in the gas station, they had something like that. And it's the only time that I ate something like this, because it's like, I'm not at home. I want a breakfast, but I didn't drink coffee. Nothing. So for me, it was healthier and nicer and more attractive to eat potatoes. It was something for children, in the morning, breakfast for babies. And I was that strange combination of many things that people don't see it so strange, because it was not. And some girls call me John Bonbon and things like that. Okay, and having a great, pure connection. By pure, I mean that if they are killers and you are killer, it's pure, But it was not that. It was the opposite. You know what I mean? But just like that. That's why people don't understand things, because they misunderstand something. It doesn't matter. Misunderstand it. Just take the mirror on the other side, So when somebody tells me that, and they not only tells me that is not understanding me, is also trying to attack me in something that I was like, oh God, I know I'm not gonna get retired in here. I know for sure. Yeah. So how can you attack me with something like that? It's something that I am planning, how I'm working on how to deal with this situation all my life, all my years in there. And I deal with it in the best way possible, but not always in the happiest way, because it was always in the way I was learning.
Yeah.
But sometimes I had eczemas sometimes I lost 9 kilos, sometimes, but never had a fight. Some people wanted to fight with me, to beat me up. Some people 2 or 3 times maybe. One was obvious. Another, they would like to. But here there's you know what I mean? Because some people can hate people because of ignorance, because of many other reasons, you know what I mean? And my long hair was a very tremendous bad thing in there, So I am so fucking used to be not the black sheep, the skinny flea dog with the back of the fleece. You know what I mean? I can be that and whatever. I have never been the rich man that is so strong that nothing affects him. I have never been in that situation. You understand? You don't need to be there if that person can be the best person in the world, but I am not that one. I know who I am. And who I am doesn't change at all on my economical status or any other thing. If I have less, I don't care if somebody pays for me because I would do exactly the same thing for the other person. And everybody knows it. Everybody, all my ex-girlfriends. Because my friends, probably their ego, they will forget some of these moments and they will remember their moments. You understand? Like my brother. My brother is that. He's always, is worse than that. It's much worse in a way that is much more material. So I only see material, I explain material, I hear material, and yeah, and all the value of quality time disappears. It was because if we put it in the material way, I also gave more. But it's nothing compared to the other, which is a lot. Phone calls at 4 o'clock in the morning. Everything you can imagine is there. But that's what brothers are for. To all the garbage, all the shit, all this and money, and now if you are that, and everything is like the story is not that. That's a different story. The story, the end of the story, is the beginning of what we were talking about. The 1, 2, 3. I told her that I would never in my life let anyone treat me that way. Nobody. No my mother, no my father, nobody, in not a conflictive way. You know, if I have to be her daughter, her son, I would be her son. But I'm not gonna have this connection anymore. Yeah. So I only accepted once. On the second is finished. I don't need a third one. You understand? Because it's so fucking deep that if in the second they are not aware, I'm not gonna break it on the third for many reasons. Because what if she was aware in that moment, but I'm not in this world for that? Because then I would continue like people are doing all the time, and they are getting people beating them up. And that's why I've been only the black sheep all the time, but never the bullied boy. I've been always micro-bullied, but I know how to move in this 3-dimensional easy board. There's no evil force no, there are lots of ignorance and power. So I said to her that. And then it happened again. And that was the end. And as clear as that. With no resentment, with nothing. Understand? And then she didn't believe it was that way. She didn't believe it because she was in that moment living in her own bubble, succeeding with the band. But she was not a star, but for her, it is the same that being then selling 1 million records. You achieved your dream of express yourself in front of an audience. And everybody is communicating that. I know everything. But I was the one ruining her shows through the phone calls. And I was not unsupportive or supportive. I was mirroring her. Like, you know what I mean, you know? Yeah. Observing that. And then so many things, so many bad things happen on the way I was on holidays with her. This is the second time. And it's so magical, you know, that for me it's like, I never tried drugs in my life, and it was like I was not feeling like in drugs. I was like all my life that crazy. How obvious everything is, but for nobody is obvious. So she was playing in, I don't know, Baracaldo or something like that in the Basque Country, and I was in Madrid, and I had family in Santander. So she was living in Galicia on the other side, like 700 kilometers. So my idea was be on holidays with her, picking her up there, and go to Santander with my family, then Asturias, then Galicia, to her place. And it was like 2 or 3 weeks. When we were on the way to the concert, she was getting married with the, nervous and angry and more anxiety, but then some angry. And then I didn't know. It was my first time going there. There was no GPS, no nothing. And my mother used to go to a place near that. So I just asked my mother, where is that place? The right or the left of this firth? It's like a river, a firth, La Ria de Bilbao. And it was on the left. And then when we were there, I said, my mother said on the left. She said, your mother doesn't know. Blah, aggressive like that. Your mother doesn't know it. Okay. Okay. So no problem. We go to the right. No GPS, no nothing. Am I going to be with my mother's story 400 kilometers ago or with her story here in 0 meters? So I'm in the car and I said, the longer we go there, the longer we have to come back if it is on the other side.
Yeah.
So as soon as possible, I asked someone. There's no GPS. And I asked someone, I said, excuse me, to go to, I don't know if it was Baracaldo. He said, he's on the other side of the earth. Okay, thank you very much. I didn't say anything. Nothing. I continued and I went there. I didn't say, wow, now what, like that. What are you going to say about them? You could just. I said, we were there. And when she introduced me to the band, she said, she's the guy who made me feel bad, ruined my my on stage situation, my bolos, which is my gigs, by the connection that she gets from me or whatever on the phone. Because maybe she didn't get what she expected. I don't know, maybe it's a I love you or whatever that I didn't do or say or something that she interpreted like something bad or whatever, or maybe nothing, or maybe absolutely nothing, but that day she was not happy on stage and it was my fault. You understand? Because of the consequence and the trigger point can be one after the other, and you can change them in time, right?
Yeah.
So when she said that, I said, this is the end. This is again the same thing. So it was so then she was on stage and I was there thinking what to do, because I said, I don't want to be with her. But what do I do now? Because I'm not going to be with her 3 weeks on holidays. What do I do now? I ask holidays in my office. What am I going to do? There was no mobile phone. Nothing. But yeah, there was mobile, but I didn't use it. And nobody else had the mobile to call or anything. You know what I mean? So yeah, maybe. I don't know if I called the office. No, I know what I did. So then I went to Santander. Well, she was on stage and I said, remember what I told you not to, when you lose your respect towards, not towards me, your respect towards anybody, because if you do something like that twice to someone, I wouldn't be with you anymore. Because it means that you haven't learned anything, that is all about you. And she was thinking that it was all about me. But I was, and her family, because okay, her family was with her projection, and things like that. But there were many misunderstandings in which, come on, I've been doing this and this and this and that, and there was only one thing that was misunderstood. For instance, if they ask me for her and I am having asthma, and I say, well, I'm not breathing properly yet, because I thought she was asking me how I was feeling, and maybe she was asking me how she was feeling because she had a problem. You understand how egocentric I can be? Because I was having asthma, I was and the asthma came from some emotional moment in the back. So I thought, oh, very kind to ask, but she didn't know about it. These kind of things that I am so fucking aware, you know what I mean? And I see how it can be misunderstood. Because then, years later, maybe they say, so you did this or that, and say, oh my God, so this was understood that way, But if nobody tells you, you don't know anything.
Yeah.
So when this happened, I already had my plan that I'm going to sleep in Santander instead here with her. Then I go to Madrid, and then I go to the bank on Monday saying that my car had a problem and I cannot go. And that's it. And and when I went to Santander, I realized that I don't have my home keys. So the next day, I had to come. I don't know how I contact her. Probably she kept. Yeah, for sure. She kept my mobile. Yeah, probably I didn't need it because I had my landline, and we still sharing the apartment, but later, but it is just the end, but it's not completely the end physically, So she got the mobile. I came back. I called her. I managed to contact her. It was not so easy at that time. No reception or no battery. The battery, you have to take it out and maybe 8 hours charging, and then you have no mobile. You understand? So then I came back, I met her, she gave me the keys, and I went back home. 3 weeks later, she finished, or 2 weeks later, or 10 days later, she finished the whole project. And she came back home. And I knew I was not going to be with her. So when she came, I told her that I was having sex with someone because she asked me, and it was not true. She asked me about something, and I said, oh yes, I brought some blah, 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 blah. And it was not true. But I wanted, or maybe it was true, and I said, I don't know exactly what it, but it was like, of course, or even if it didn't happen, I would tell you this, because I don't want you to stay here, because my promise to her was, her fear was to leave the place, be there, and if something happens, to be out in the street. And I said, don't worry. That's never going to happen. Never. Ever. I knew it. So I was sleeping on pillows and she was sleeping in the bed. Until she found something. The promise was until you find something. And of course, you're going to find something. You don't want to live in this situation of your life. No. So I make it the easier for not having any conflicts, because these conflicts for me is just like that. I'm not going to be hating you or this or this or that. You know what I mean? And then she kept doing some other bad things, but no problem. You know what I mean? No problem. The only thing is that I had never got in contact with her because of this kind of behavior. Yeah. It's the only ex-girlfriend that I don't have any contact. With the rest of them, I still have contact. I'm very good contact on everything. But with someone that has been breaking twice, not everything. It's not just, it's so big, Having sex with someone else is ridiculous for me. You know what I mean? It's nothing. It's like, hey, let's do it together, have fun, whatever. But if you are attacking and not having respect for someone because you ignore everything and you are attacking from your egocentric perspective and say, what? And you don't see this? You know what I mean? And everybody can say, there is 2 sides of the story, and 3 and 4 and 5. Yeah. And of course, I was not a saint, but she can never say that, because she was always in the wilder side. And I was never in the judgment side, like, okay, I knew that she had sex with 95-6. He was reading a journal. She was writing a journal, and she told me that, I don't know how many guys he was. She was like 97 when we started dating. For me, it was like, okay, if you want to be with me, it's because I am different. You find something different in me that you didn't get in so many men, because I was probably with 4. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or 5. It doesn't matter. But if you are like that, and if you keep being like that, maybe I am like one of the others. But being conscious and being respectful and everything. So that's the story, that it doesn't need. It could be, of course, if I can live it again, would I try? Maybe with all this knowledge, I would say, okay, I would wait for a third one. But then what if not? You are going to be the rest of your life. What if maybe she would be understanding all these things and knowing this, and we will be living in paradise? Maybe that is impossible to happen. Maybe it's impossible. I have to be aware that I'm not going to live with anybody forever, or maybe it's, being aware of all these situations.
Yeah.
And so any of them is as equally valid as any other.
Yeah.
It's just opening perspectives as long as you are closing them.
Yeah.
When you are closing them, you just have to be aware that that close is creating automatically 2 more, not 1, 2 more. So you keep closing them and you're not aware that they are opening them, okay? And then you die with all the universe lit and in your obscure, peaceful place.
Oh my.
And all the time I'm aware of the microphone, so I'm not fully. This is not a real trance, because everything I'm saying, I can say it from my rational mind. Everything said always. But the difficult thing is that you cannot think about it, because I'm not thinking about it, because I am seeing the whole spectrum of this concept. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So when you see it and you are outside and you are the observer, that's it. Boom. That's the calm that people are searching. That's the no struggling thing. And enjoy struggling if you want. Practice struggling if you want. But being aware of what is the positive and negative and neutral and non-neutral, and that there are many others that you're going to ignore forever. So as long as you don't join the group of ignorance, you're going to be a pedant all the time, telling the people what you have achieved.
Yeah.
And that's why I want to go and see Ilustres Ignorantes.
Yeah.
Is the best TV that sometimes they are talking about this, but there are 2 other people that they are famous or not, interacting with them. And some people are really flowing with the whole vibe, but they are never arguing with any of them, even if it is so obvious that they are not talking about the same thing, and the other person is probably very shallow about all these things. And they see this child fighting and there because he wants to be a diva, and they are not anti-diva. You want to be a diva? Perfect, we love you to be a diva. That's the attitude. That's what I'm telling about. So you can only do that when you are in the ignorance mode. But ignorance, it doesn't mean to be stupid and that I don't know anything, do with me whatever you want.
No.
Is to be the observer of having everything under control, And you can do that in many ways. You don't have to be the director of a movie. It's easier. Physically, it's easier if you're the director of the movie. But you've seen it before. It's like being the director of the movie without a movie, right? And being everything, the script, the actor, the writer, the cameraman, everything, because everything is going to change in the next second. So there is nothing written that can fit in that. So you just recreate it. That's why improvising is so amazing. But I have never done it professionally. But it is what I'm saying. I don't know. All the stories about that I created the whole Tetris concept around the story that it was just you are a coward because you are living a financial stable life. Everything I created in the whole day, it was about giving you the context for this, for you to understand what it really meant for me.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you say, I know what it means, yeah, but not for me. And that's what people don't let other people to explain how, I know what it means. No, you don't know what it means. Because it means all these things, how I am, how I interacted, how this, how that, and how the final result was. For me, I don't care what is the final result. You understand? I am aware of every single thing, every single detail. So the whole thing is one link here, and the link is burned, or the link is broken, or the link is red, and the link is bad. And that's it. It's another link, another concept, another learning thing, another pearl in the necklace that you in these pearls can be universes, and you are not above or underneath or inside or outside. You are just the observer. You are just not loving that way of living life, you know. And of course, you have to learn to enjoy the what people say is bad. If you don't find a way of enjoying something like that, not everything, because some of these things are really not so enjoyable for you either.
Yeah.
But there are many things that they are not enjoyable for other people that they are very enjoyable, and they want you to like what they say, and don't eat this fruit.
Yeah.
Because it will make you be wiser, knowing. So it's not duality. It will make you see the not duality in everything. And if you eat the fruit of the other tree, then you are immortal. So you are more than God, because you are real. You are real. You are eating. And what is God doing? Just telling you what to do. Okay, so I think this is the end. This is the Genesis. The Genesis of Einstein tuiteando. Do I have battery? Yes.